Hi, I'm Pastor Mary Messmer, and I pastor at a 3-Point Charge, which is Ladysmith, Bloomer, and New Auburn. And I'm here to tell you about sleeping mats. And so one of Midwest Mission's projects is making Plarn sleeping mats. So what is Plarn? So Plarn is made from grocery bags. So these grocery bags that you're going to throw away, you cut and then you make loops. And this is what these mats are made out of. And so they're a barrier for somebody who has to otherwise sleep on the ground for whatever reason. You know, maybe they sleep on a dirt floor. Maybe they're houseless. So it's a project for that. They can stay local. If you have a need in your community, they can also get sent through Midwest Mission. So how do you get started on this? So Midwest Mission will supply these looms for you. So you need a weaving loom, and they, for $100 donation, you can get this loom from them. They also have a pattern for it, so you can make it. And so I'm in Ladysmith today, and this is where we weave them here, but also in Bloomer and New Auburn, they had somebody make a beautiful loom for them. Midwest Mission is awesome, and they're willing to help you out in any way possible. So for us, because they're in Iowa, we're kind of up in northern Wisconsin here, they allowed us to have somebody pick up our loom for us. So somebody who was already going down there, and they were from Minocqua. So they brought our loom back, and then we picked it up from them. So they're willing to work with you in whatever way to get you started for this. You know, we don't know who gets these mats, you know, unless you give it to somebody local in your community. But what a blessing to know that we are helping somebody somewhere get this mat. So what do you do with them then? Well, we can get them to Midwest Mission, so you get them to a drop-off collection site, and then they will then take them and distribute them wherever they see a need. So it could be abroad, it could be, you know, anywhere where they see a need for it. We here are on, I'll have to ask the ladies, I'm gonna interview them later, but I think we're on our maybe third one, but we have one here ready to go. And so this is kind of what it is. And it's kind of amazing. It's pretty sturdy. What a nice barrier for somebody to have. And so you can use this loom. So right now we just have it set up here, but typically we have it on a table. And we have found that if you get these bed risers and you lift your table up a little bit, it's really helpful on your back. So we have found if you have it set up out there, you can have times where people come and do it. And so what a great way to fellowship, what a great way to get together and do a project that supports somebody in need. And so there's a lot of jobs, a lot of different jobs. So even somebody who isn't mobile, they can sit and you could have like a cutting mat. They can cut these. Somebody else can loop them together. Super easy. And then other people can weave. So there's like no special skill involved. It's just anybody can help. What a great way to put it out there for your community to come and get involved. You know, maybe somebody's looking for a project to do and they want to do something that makes a difference in the world today. And so what a good project for them to come in. So we typically will have like a once a week weaving time where people can come. But if you just have it set up like on a Sunday morning, somebody passes by and they can weave a few rows on there. So we've just found it to be fulfilling, a way to use these bags that are going to end up in the landfill anyway, and we can make some good in our world. And so anytime if you, I think Pastor Wendy might be answering some questions later or somebody else, but if you have any questions or you want any advice or want to know anything about it, you can always contact me and I'd be happy to help you. Thank you. So this can be a great way, if your church, what used to be called the Rainbow Covenant, that's now Mosaic Covenant. If your church wants to get started with a first step in that, or maybe already do that, but this is a great way that you can add this onto what you're doing for missions, and you can meet that goal. And so it could fall under, I think the red band is local, but it could fall under international, depending where the mats go. Another fun thing to do would be to have a challenge among churches. And I think that some of the churches have done that. So who can make more? Let's get this going. And there's a lot of churches that are doing it now. We just went to Minneapolis this past weekend and had the opportunity to worship at a church there, and they had a sleeping mat set up. And that was so cool to see. So it's just a good way to be connectional, to get together, to fulfill our mission. If that's what your church likes to do. I know here we're really mission minded. It's a good way to get the youth involved. In Bloomer and New Auburn, they had that mat set up, and then all of the youth helped. And like I said, there's a job for everyone. And even if somebody can't do a job, they can donate bags. So it's just a time, a project that so many people can get involved in. And we just find it so satisfying and so fulfilling. And so I hope you'll join us in mat weaving. Hi, so here we are and we're ready to ask the ladies a couple questions. So we have Marcia and Karen. And Karen, you want to tell us about how many mats we've done and here at Ladysmith, and we can kind of show that one.
Okay, this is the third finished one that we have made, and this fourth one is in progress, and we hope to get it finished soon. It's been a fun project to do, and something I think that is very useful in some areas, particularly when you think of the homeless people that maybe need a waterproof mat under them. So,
yes, and it is sturdy. Like I can't, it's thick and sturdy. You can't even imagine that plastic bags can do that. Mm-hmm. And so, Marcia, why do you like to do this project?
Oh, there's lots of reasons. We've been with Midwest Mission on projects here at the Methodist Church for a while, and this is just a great one for bringing people together for fellowship while we are making something to show for all that time. We try to dedicate Thursdays to really draw people in on that day to make mats, but anytime the office is open, there'll be somebody here then that if they have questions, because they haven't done this yet, we can get them started. And I just love the fellowship and having something to show for it to help people.
Yeah, I just think it's an awesome thing. Mm-hmm. And why do you like to do it?
It's kind of a calming thing to do, to just come and weave. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes we have to come and we have to cut the bags and lay them out and cut the bags and then rope them. And it's just kind of a comforting thing, know that it's going to somebody that will make good use of it.
Yeah, and I think it's like a good project that just anybody can do too, right?
Right. I love the idea of using our plastic bags that way too, We've saved a bunch. We have a whole bunch. We got to get on making more mats because we have the bags.
Yes, we do. So it's an ongoing project throughout the winter. I think will be a good one to work on too, to come in and work on it. Well, you can just step in, work on it for an hour, 2 hours, or whatever you have the time for.
Yeah, I love that you said that. It's calming because I find that too, and I love to do any kind of craft. But especially something that you can make something out of nothing, like when you're knitting and you have just a piece of yarn and it turns into something. This is a plastic bag and then you turn it into something that can be so beautiful for somebody.
Useful. So this one is getting there, so we will have it finished soon, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a little bit
And
left
we
on
get
there.
kind of attracted with the different colored bags that we can find.
Yeah. So we invite you to join in the mat weaving project. It's a great thing to get involved in, and what a good mission project. Thank you.